Every once in a millennium, there comes across a video game so bad, so terrible, so abhorrent, that it rocks the gaming community for generations. One of those games is Hong Kong 97 by Happysoft.
Oh, wipe out all 1.2 billion of the red communists. Stop.
This game has been called the worst video game of all time, and it's commonly known that this is the final game ever developed by Happysoft. But what about the game that released in the same year as Hong Kong 97 from Happysoft? People speak in the shadows about a cursed game, leading to the formation of creepypastas and legends. People say it may be even shittier than Hong Kong 97. The game I'm speaking of is the story of Kamikuishiki Village. Get ready, and make sure to watch this video with the lights on, because this game is kind of horrifying. The Story of Kamikuishiki Village is a resource management strategy game where you play as Shoko Asahara, the leader of a Japanese doomsday cult called the Aum Shinrikyo. Yes, this is a real person and a real cult. Members of this cult were responsible for carrying out a terrorist attack in 1995 where they released sarin gas, a highly toxic nerve agent, into the Tokyo subway, killing 14 people and injuring hundreds. For this atrocity, Asahara and 6 others were executed in 2018 as a punishment for these attacks. Now, I'm sure you can tell that this cult wasn't your run-of-the-mill, everybody drinks the Kool-Aid cults. No, these guys were genuinely horrifying. They would assassinate those they suspected of working against the cult, ran political candidates in elections, and as comically evil as it sounds, Asahara had plans to take over the world through propaganda, power, and even attempting to develop nuclear capabilities at one point. Cult is one thing, but a cult with nukes? I just about shit myself. Aside from nukes, they also had their own anime? Maybe that was a bit of a jump, but yes, they had their own anime that they used as propaganda. It was called Dretsu Sekai. I think I said that right. Or in English, Transcendental World. And it follows Shoko Asahara starting his cult and leading his followers to nirvana. It's really creepy, honestly, and he also does this shit. I really hope I don't see any cosplays of this at any anime conventions. There's a debate on whether the game was produced as propaganda by the cult itself, or as a satire, portraying the cult in a negative light. One of the main devs at Happysoft, Kolun Kurosawa, the man behind the notorious Hong Kong 97, was interviewed by Vice in 2019 about Kamikuishiki Village. He expresses that he wasn't actually the one who made the game, rather it was 2 of his high school friends that used to work with him. The article states Aum had become big in Japan, and had started running political candidates in elections. The experience shook us, so those 2 ended up creating the story of Kamikuishiki Village. Personally, I'll choose to believe that this was made satirically, because I think it's funnier that way and less scary. If the cult really made this game, then that's just another level of creepiness that I don't really want to experience. Well, without further ado, let's head into the game. I tried to emulate this on my computer, but I couldn't really figure it out. I'm not the greatest with emulators, and this being a game made for the PC-98 system was a pain in the ass to find an emulator for and get working. It took me hours to get nowhere, so I'm just going to be using clips. Opening up the game, we're met with... Oh. So this guy is trying the levitation move that Shoko did in the anime? But he's failing all the quick times. Sorry, man. Shoko claimed to be able to do this in real life as well, as displayed here. I'm sure he put this on his LinkedIn. although I'm not sure why he needed to be naked for it. So, we drop into our cult's main hub, and the real game begins. Can't be that hard, looks just like Clash of Clans. The unfortunate thing is that everything is in Japanese, there's not really any translated version available, so it's a little hard to understand what each button is going to do. And that makes it a little freaky because clicking a button will show you the most random shit. According to what I've read, these buttons allow you to do missionary work, invest your cult's money, get money from followers, or rest. As you perform actions, time passes in the game, and events occur mostly just showing you real footage of people. People in the streets, people in the cult, and it's super unnerving because half of the time, you don't know who these people really are or what they did. The reality of some of these images are honestly horrifying. This image is of the Sakamoto family. Tsutsumi Sakamoto was a lawyer working on a case against the Aum Shinrikyo, until Shoko and the cult found out and sent an assassin to murder his entire family, including his infant child. The things that this cult was capable of is terrifying, and this game doesn't hold back from displaying its victims and making you play as the perpetrators too. On the other hand, this clip depicts Hideo Murai, third in the hierarchy of Aum Shinrikyo's leadership and head of the Ministry of Science and Technology in the cult. He was one of the men responsible for the Sakamoto family murders, and he helped plan the sarin gas attack discussed earlier. This clip depicts him getting murdered in the street, in public, by a member of the Yakuza, because the Yakuza feared their ties to the cult being discovered. Well, this is one hell of a way to be inconspicuous. Aside from horrible real-life events, the game includes footage from the anime, and these really weird, off-putting original images as well. Like we see Shoko sweating bullets on the phone trying to get money for the cult, or he starts levitating and looking like he's shitting himself here. Or there's... oh my god! Is he bottling his bathwater? No, this didn't really happen. Oh, Jesus. People injected his bathwater through IV. Wow. This is the first and only time I will ever say this. Ever. But it would have been more normal if they just drank the bathwater. Oh, it's okay. They apparently drank his blood, though. Alright, enough of that. So, your objective as leader of this cult in the game is to avoid the end of the world. Okay, sounds like a pretty basic premise, but how do we achieve this? By carrying out the real-life sarin gas attack that we mentioned earlier. What the fuck? If you fail to achieve this goal by the end of the time limit, which is around 5 years, then the world experiences Armageddon. And it plays this low-res animation of monsters emerging from the earth to destroy humanity. I'd say this is really creepy, but it just kind of looks like a low-res version of Attack on Titan. Whatever. And during this, Shoko just looks mildly depressed in the top right corner, like he just got denied a maple syrup foot job at Denny's. That's really as deep as the gameplay goes. There's some more disturbing imagery in the game, but I wanted to pick out the worst ones in particular and talk about them, while avoiding the one that I think is... yeah. Unlike Hong Kong 97, which was review-bombed into hell, and called the worst video game ever, as previously mentioned. Undeservedly so, that game is clearly a masterpiece. Kamikuishiki Village hasn't really received any formal reviews. It exists in the online creepypasta sphere, discussed as the game that will brainwash you, or the game created by a death cult. Personally, I find the game itself to be less interesting than the history surrounding it, because it acts as a window into Japan's past, showing the fear and absurdity that surrounded one of the most dangerous and influential organizations to exist in modern Japanese history. As previously mentioned, Kurosawa even states that him and his friends' experience of living during a time where Om was at their height shook us, and led to his friends creating this game as a result of this fear. Well, at least that's how his story goes. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, or I'll inject my bathwater into your veins while you sleep. Please like and subscribe. And remember, you are out of this world.